This episode of the Roundtable is brought to you by Thrivent Financial and their Driven to Thrive sweepstakes. Enter below for your chance to win a Michael McDowell fire suit, pieces of our Ford Fusion, or Leavine family racing merchandise, and be driven to thrive. Hey, what's up, everybody? Michael here with another episode of the Roundtable. Joining me this week, we have Jeremy Lange, David Hahn of Graphic Wolf Art, who does our paint schemes, and myself. So, guys, how'd you feel Watkins Glen went overall?
Well, besides the accident at the end, an unfortunate accident, which luckily Michael was okay from, overall good weekend, running well during the race. Unfortunate we got caught up in the accident, but that's the nature of racing. Absolutely.
You made comment to it a couple days ago about how comforting it is to know, get all these tweets and messages from friends, partners, all of it, who are very concerned with how Michael was, and we're genuinely worried about him coming out of that wreck, and we're wanting to know how he was doing, how he's feeling. Very encouraging to see that
right.
from fans to partners.
Yeah, the most important thing is he's fine. And he's a little dinged up after the accident, but I think we went through the infield care center, was checked, cleared to release, and off we go. Yeah, and want to say congratulations to Josh Williams, former spotter of ours, who got his first win with AJ this weekend. We're proud of him. Think that's really cool. He was able to go pick up a win there. A little goofy picture on the internet of him getting over the fence and getting out there and giving AJ a hug, but still good to see Josh in victory lane.
Yeah, I'll make sure we link the picture of it. It is he did a good job putting a caption on it. That's if you haven't seen it, it's really funny. So, Dave, did you watch the race this weekend? What did you think of the race overall?
I did. I caught bits and pieces of it. There was a little bit of criticism I heard about track safety, which if the car did what it was supposed to help to protect Michael, and I think that was a big thing, and that wasn't mentioned at all, the positive end of it.
Yeah.
And I really liked Michael's attitude afterwards when they interviewed him, but it was a good race. I mean, I would have liked to seen how it would have, beyond the wreck itself, how he would have panned out, because I think he had a good chance. So.
Yeah, and I'll also say to your first point there, credit to our guys for the cars they put together with the chassis they put together, and just the car itself, is, like you said, did its job. And,
right.
Credit to the guys in the back that basically put that car on the track and protected Michael.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the guys have done a great job putting that car together. NASCAR's done a great job of enforcing more stringent safety measures that, as a driver, sometimes you go, okay, why am I having to do all this? But after a wreck like that, you certainly go, okay, there's definitely a reason why they're making us go through these hoops, and it's to keep our guys safe in wrecks like that, because that easily could have been much worse for Michael and Ryan in that wreck, for sure.
For sure.
We've got a few questions this week, and they all pertain to Watkins Glen, so I figured we would go ahead and answer them now.
Sure.
First one from Facebook from Daniel asks, do you have any other road course cars to replace the Glen car? If not, where will you get a new one?
Yeah, so we currently have another car. It would have been the backup car for Watkins Glen, and going into next year we'll have a new road course car most likely. But if not, we'll use that backup car, which raced last year and served as a backup car for both Sonoma and Watkins Glen this year.
I say, and it actually raced for us the previous year at Sonoma. We used that car last year, so it has seen action. But like you say, the good news is we don't have another road course until Sonoma next year, so there's plenty of time to be working on a new one. Norbert from Germany on Facebook asks how many chassis we have at LFR, and do we have different chassis for the different types of track. And the answer to that one is we have 5. 3 intermediates, which run anything from half-mile tracks like Bristol and Martinsville, all the way up to the big tracks like Indy and Pocono. We currently have 1 super speedway car, which is Daytona Talladega, and after this weekend we're down to 1 road course car like we were just talking about for Sonoma Watkins Glen. So
Used to be the cars were a lot more specialized. You had a car that was specifically for road course, a car that was specifically for intermediates and big tracks. That's gone away pretty much with the new generation of cars, starting with the COT and especially now. Now everything's, you can have one car for anything from a half mile up to
a little more universal.
Yeah, in fact, the car that was our primary car, Indy, is going to be Atlanta. The car for this weekend at Bristol, I believe, raced at one point in Texas. So, we've kind of mixed and matched to fit our production schedules.
Yep.
And then the last question from Aaron, also on Facebook, asked how much of the Watkins Glen car we'll be able to save. Right now, the guys are still taking it apart, still kind of tearing into it. We've managed to save a couple pieces, hood, deck lid, somehow we're undamaged. But we'll know more next week as we finish tearing down the car. So that's kind of a work in progress. Speaking of social media, our friends over at Leavine just kicked off a new campaign. We're actually giving away Michael's race day fire suit from Bristol, from the Food City 500. And it's actually the one here displayed.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. Ourselves, as well as Leavine, are pushing it on Facebook and Twitter. I know we've been going back and forth with them quite a bit, trying to help them out with getting this campaign off the ground.
Yeah, it's been a great opportunity to work with a partner on a marketing, social media, and PR angle that they're behind the sponsorship and behind the partnership, which is really refreshing to see, and it shows their interest in our team as well as the sport.
Yeah, they've been, it's been exciting to work with a group that has a direction. They know what they want to do, and it's been a lot of fun to help them try to reach those goals of engagement and just creating a fun experience not only for fans, but even just for us to implement.
Right.
It's been a lot of fun
and
for us to come up with ideas, and we've got a lot of content ready. In fact, sometime today, Friday, we'll be putting out another video for Leavine, and we're looking forward to releasing that pretty soon. So be looking for that on our YouTube as well as Leavine Financial's YouTube.
Yeah, and moving on to Bristol, David's here to talk a little bit about the paint schemes, and he's the one that designs our paint schemes for LFR, and the Leavine car will be, the first time you'll see it will be in Bristol, which is exciting for us and exciting for Leavine. And we invited David here to talk a little bit more about the thinking that went in behind the paint schemes for the year and into the Leavine scheme.
Yeah, and this is my first year with you guys. It's been great. When we first got together, what we wanted to do was something simple, but that we can interchange our sponsors easily and still have the car look like a race car. And that's, as a graphic designer in this business, I think that's one thing with the wraps these days we tend to get away from, where we're getting more into making it look like a billboard rather than a race car. So I tried to keep that in mind. The K-Love and Leavine schemes seem to really work with this scheme, I think, and on social media we have gotten a lot of compliments on these cars I've seen. So and whenever we're shopping for new sponsors, it is a good template to lay on and see what they think. So
I know every once in a while you want to change it and you give me some harebrained ideas. And
I want to get creative, and
I reel it back in, and it's we have a lot of ideas on tap for 2015 as far as schemes and designs. But this year we kind of want to remain true to the original scheme we started with in Daytona and kind of keep the same look and feel, but like David said, change the colors and the sponsors for the races to keep the same design elements for the LFR paint scheme.
Kind of went with the keep it simple, stupid thing. And
yeah.
It's worked.
It's worked great.
Yeah, it has. Even we've had all black cars with just one color lines on it, and some of those have been some of the favorites out there. So
it's amazing how popular the black car is.
Yeah,
the crew guys hate it during day races. It's pretty hot.
Yeah, it's almost hot to the touch.
Yeah, we heard about that in Daytona because it was supposed to be originally the black car we had for JPO in Daytona in July was supposed to be a night race, turned into a day race, and the crew guys came back and said, "Please, no more black cars on day races." And that wasn't the plan, but it unfortunately worked out that way.
I think that's some of the things the fans out there just don't realize on behind the scenes what paint schemes can do to crews and drivers. So yeah.
And Michael wasn't too keen on the black card in the middle of the day either, but it wasn't the plan, but it unfortunately worked out that way. And
sorry, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, but
So
now we'll do our best to keep them white.
Right. So now we've gone the opposite direction and we've gone white for a night race.
Which is our first white car.
Yeah, it is.
We're excited to have that, and we're excited to try something different and something unique. And like we said, Thriven's colors lend itself to that, which worked out great.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, we got a lot of good compliments from, the JTS race back in Talladega.
Mm-hmm.
Happened to coincide with May the 4th, which, if y'all aren't aware of, is National Star Wars Day. So we
a lot of fun tweets and social media posts around that.
Yeah, going to the dark side, and we had fun with that. So,
but to
and then
David's
JPO
point,
loved it.
Right.
So we
worked
did it
well
again.
for them, and to David's point, I think the K-Love scheme gets a lot of exposure and a lot of double takes in the garage.
Yeah.
It's the black front with the cityscape in the back. It just looks sharp.
It pops.
It was cool this weekend out in Watkins Glen to have higher ups from other teams and other organizations in the industry coming up and saying, "Man, that's a really cool looking car."
Right, sharp looking car.
Yeah, we had some higher ups from Roush Yates, some of the other teams. It's kind of cool to impress your peers.
Right.
Yeah, and we thank you for the help on that. It's been a fun ride, and we look forward to more of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Look forward to it.
So that's about all we've got for this week. Unless y'all have anything else.
I think we're it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Thank
it.
you.
So
Appreciate
thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.